Hey everybody, Mav Hunter here. Just another morning of searching the ocean beach, see if I can hook up with a striped bass or two. Lucky, maybe three. This trip this spring has just been fraught with bad weather. Not so much rain, but just heavy winds and very cold temperatures. I mean, some of the highs are only 51, 52 degrees in the South San Francisco Bay Area. So I hope to get lucky with a striped bass or two. All right. So my alternate plan this morning is to head down here to the ocean beach and make a few casts, see what happens. This is my annual late spring trip to the South San Francisco Bay Area, and it's been a little disappointing fish-wise, to say the least. I think even more disappointing is the weather this year. The weather's been pretty bad. Not too heavy of a rain, just a shower or two, but mostly every day for the past 7 days. I've just had severe winds, and I'm tired of fishing or trying to fish in the wind. In the case of my kayak, it's basically kept me grounded on shore. It's just, 15, 20 mile an hour winds with gusts of 20 to 35. That's just too much wind for my kayak, so it's definitely been a different trip this year. But we'll head on down the beach here. Got a long walk, so I've got my wading boots in my hand and my wading pants strapped to the back of my pack, because sometimes coming back up, if the sun's out, gets pretty warm. It's a lot more comfortable walking down in hiking tennis shoes than hiking down with my wading pants and my wading boots on. So I'll hike down here and take a seat on a nice bench and put on my wading pants and change into my wading boots. Well, it's a long walk down here for my 67-year-old legs. Well, I've arrived down here at the beach, and I sit on my bench here and put on my wading pants and my boots, and then head on out down to the beach there. There's already about 6-7 anglers there, so with the tide coming up, it's a bit crowded. Not a lot of beach to fish here. But let's get my gear on, get geared up, choose a lure, see what happens. so cold. It's even a struggle to get this snap on here today. Just waiting for a big grab. We're at high tide, high level tide right now, so it's prime time. When fishing these bucktails, periodically I will check my leader for the first 6, 8, 10 inches, just because this is continually banging into the sand and the rocks, and it's very easily to damage your leader, get it nicked up and have it break and lose your lure when you go to heave out your next cast. So after 15, 20 minutes of fishing the lure, I will check the leader, make sure it's okay. Well, I checked the hook point because I had one strike this morning, but it didn't hook up. But the hook point looks good. All right. back to fishing. No lack of company on the beach today. And more fishermen walking down the trail. I think I'm going to hike back up to the Xterra and drive down the road a piece and try another beach. Surf is pretty rough today. A lot of casts using a Bucktail jig. I didn't bother with the plug today because of the wind and the surf. But I had one strike and it didn't hook up, and I checked the hook point and the hook point was good. So I just played and missed it. But anyway, long hike for these old legs. Try another beach. Mav Hunter and 7 other fishermen out. Can't catch a break in this weather. The rough waves or high winds. It's been really tough. But you know, you can't beat the fresh air, and the scenery is great. So I'm gonna take off my wader pants and my wading boots, put back on my hiking tennis shoes, and hike back up the trail to the Xterra. Call it a day, or at least call it a morning. All right. Oh boy, that's a hike. I'm only halfway back to the truck and I've stopped. This is my 3rd time I've stopped, so. I hope they're having fun up there. They got a good breeze. The wind isn't too bad right now. Well, that was pretty close, the 2 of them. That's the 3rd time I've stopped. I'm only a couple hundred yards from the truck. I used to be able to hike up this hill from the beach in about 10 minutes. Not anymore. The way I keep aging, even though I keep myself in shape, I'm in perfect health, thank God. I think one of these years I'm going to have to find me a Social Security beach to fish from. Those trails, they're becoming very tiring. Anyway, let's stop here because I did a video a couple seasons ago about an accessory that I use when I'm fishing the ocean beaches that comes in handy, and that was my Swarovski 10 power binocs. But lately I've been using a new optical device, so I can look down the beach and see if anyone's hooked up with fish, or look down the beach a ways and see if I can see birds working over bait close to shore. And if I see that, believe me, I'm skedaddling down the beach to where those birds are working the bait. But anyway, what I use these days is a monocular. And this here is the Maven C1 8 power monocular with a 32 millimeter objective, which actually in optics is the perfect ratio between optical magnification and optical objective. So you want more. So 32 millimeter divided by 8 power is 4.0, and that's ideal for any optics in most situations. But it's lightweight. It's even smaller than carrying my Swaro 10 by 32s in a binocular harness. Just fits in the pocket of my fishing jacket. And really, for the price of under $200, I've been really impressed with the optical clarity and the low light in the morning and the last light in the evening capability of this little monocular. So I'm going to put this into play for my hunting, because like when I'm bow hunting, I'm sneaking through the brush or the timber, and if I see what I think might be an elk or a deer and I put up my binocs, I take them out of the case, put them up. This one here, I can just pop right up, take a quick look, and put it away. Really happy with this Maven monocular. Just impressed with the clarity for the price. It's amazing. Has an objective here if you wear eyeglasses, or to gather in a little bit more power close up. But this is just one of the accessories I know a lot of surf fishermen don't carry with them. But it's been really good for me. I'm happy with it. All right, everyone. Day, I guess. Mahalo. A big thank you to those subscribers to this old man's little YouTube channel. And just want to thank those subscribers. And if you like this series of videos, click the thumbs up icon. And to stay tuned for new video releases, click the red subscribe button. Thank you, everyone.